quiet storm, eyes like Sunday after rain. I wasn't looking, but somehow you knew exactly how to stay. Every word a little spark, every smile lit up the dark. I didn't mean to fall so soon, but now I'm floating next to you. I'm falling into forever, like I've known you all my life. You don't have to say a word, your silence feels just right. If this is love, don't let me wake. Let time bend and hearts remain. I'm falling into forever. We don't rush, we breathe and bloom, like a slow song in a quiet room. You touch my hand, the world slows down. No need to speak, I've already found. Every heartbeat writes your name, every second not the same. I didn't think love worked this way, but now you're here and I might stay. I'm falling into forever. No end, no start, just rhythm of the heart. If this is just a dream, don't wake me up too fast. I'm falling into forever, with nothing left to prove. You're not just someone I love, you're the love I never knew. So take this hand, don't let it go. Let's write the rest we'll never know. I'm falling into forever with you. You never knew the way I stared when you laughed like no one's there. I memorized your coffee cup and smiled when our fingers brushed. You talked about someone else and I just nodded, blame myself. It wasn't mine, your heart was free, but loved you quietly. I loved you in the quiet, in the spaces you walk through, in the songs I never played, in the words I never knew. It wasn't loud, it wasn't grand, but it was true, please understand. I loved you, even if you never saw it. You called me when your world went gray. I stayed though I had things to say. I held my breath, I gave you light, and wished you peace on lonely nights. You found your love and that was fine. I cheered you on from far behind. It hurt, but I set you free. That's how I love. loved you in the quiet, in the spaces you walk through, in the songs I never played, in the words I never knew. It wasn't loud, it wasn't grand, but it was true. Please understand, I loved you, even if you never saw it. I don't regret the days I kept my heart beneath what we called friends. You never had to love me back, but I'm glad I loved you then. I loved you in the quiet, when no one else could see. In every second you passed by, you took a part of me. And though you'll never say my name, you lit a fire I can't explain. I loved you silently, completely. In the quiet, you're waking up when I fall asleep, but I still hear your voice in dreams. The ocean's wide, the world is big, but I hold you close in every beat. Screens can fade, time can bend, but I still feel you in the wind. No matter how far you may go, you're the place I call my home. Miles still mean nothing when I carry you inside. No map can measure how you live within my life. Every star between our skies just reminds me that you're mine. We're apart, but we're not gone. Miles still mean nothing when love is strong. I send my words across the dark. You catch them like they're shooting sparks. We've built a world between two hands and wrote I love you in the sand. The nights are long, the days unsure, but you're the only thing I'm sure. And though your voice is just a wave, it reaches me like you just stayed. Miles still mean nothing when I carry you inside. No map can measure how you live within my life. Every star between our skies just reminds me that you're mine. We're apart, but we're not gone. Miles still mean nothing. Someday soon this wait will end. I'll see your face and breathe again. But even now, from miles away, you're never further than my day. Miles still mean nothing You've never left my side. We're more than time zones. We're two hearts that align. So let the world pull us apart. It can't outrun this kind of heart. You're the truth I'm living on, and miles still mean nothing when love is strong. We made coffee at midnight, danced to silence in the dark. You knew my worst and still stayed. I knew your scars like works of art. We didn't fall, we chose to stay, but somehow drifted anyway. And now we're standing in between what could have been and used to be. We loved right, but not enough. Had the fire, but not the touch. We were almost something timeless, but timing's never kind to us. We gave truth, we gave trust, but sometimes even that's not love. We loved right, just not enough. We didn't shout, we didn't break, just let the light quietly fade. And though we tried to make it whole, some hearts outgrow the space they hold. You'll always be the song I hum in quiet rooms when day is done. I won't forget, I won't replace, but we can't live in almost grace. We loved right, but not enough. Had the fire, but not the touch. We were almost something timeless, but timing's never kind to us. We gave truth, we gave trust, but sometimes even that's not love. We loved right, just not enough. If love was all it ever took, we'd still be writing every look. But some good things are meant to end, so here's goodbye, my dearest friend. We loved right and that was true, but right won't always carry through. We weren't broken, just undone, and sometimes leaving means we won. We had heart, we had the stuff, but still we loved right, not quite enough. Saw you on that quiet street, same cafe, different seats. You looked up, then looked away, like I was just the rain that day. No fire, no crashing sound, just silence loud enough to drown. We didn't fight, we didn't stay, we just let it slip away. We passed like strangers, strangers. No hello, no goodbye, like two ghosts in daylight, just brushing by. All the words we used to say hung frozen in the air that day. We passed like strangers, and I don't know what hurts more, that you left or that you forgot. I carried poems with your name in pages time could not erase, but all I saw was someone new, not the boy I once walked through. We shared a world, we shared a song, but maybe silence lasts as long. You wore your smile like nothing stayed, and I let mine do the same. We passed like strangers. Maybe that's how love decays, not in storms but quiet ways. You forget their favorite tea, they forget your poetry. We passed like strangers, like chapters out of place. No need for closure, no need for grace. And if I see you once again, I'll look away and just pretend. We passed like strangers, but once we were everything. I searched in faces, chased the flame, held on too tight, forgot my name. I thought that love was something earned, a gift you give, a truth returned. But every heart I handed out left pieces I forgot about. And in the quiet after war, I found the love worth fighting for. I am the love I waited for, the arms I needed through each storm. I held the light inside my chest, but looked for it in someone else. Now I don't need to beg or bend, I don't need someone to mend. I am the one, I am enough, I am the love I waited for. I once mistook my worth for weight, let others tell me what to break. But in the silence I became the softest fire, the sweetest flame. No more chasing borrowed skies, no more praying to be right. I learned to breathe, I learned to be the love I long to find in me. I am the love I waited for, the arms I needed through each storm. I held the light inside my chest, but looked for it in someone else. No, I don't need to beg or bend, I don't need someone to mend. I am the one, I am enough, I am the love This heart beats loud without a name, and still it sings without the pain. I am not lost, I'm finally home, and I was never all alone. I am the love I waited for, the voice I drowned in every war. I've built a place where I belong, and filled it with my quiet song. So let the world love how it may. I found my own and I will stay. I am the one, I am enough, I am the love I waited for. You smiled like you knew how many cracks this heart's been through. You reach but not too far, like you could feel the battle scars. I've loved like fire, I've burned too fast, but something in your quiet laugh tells me this could be the kind that doesn't need to chase the light. I won't rush this, won't race the sun, won't call it love before it's won. We'll take our time, we'll lose, we'll learn, we'll build a bridge, not just a burn. No fairy tale, no perfect kiss, but something real. And I won't rush this. You ask, why do you hesitate? I say I've learned that hearts can wait. Love isn't loud, it doesn't shout, it grows when no one's looking out. You nod and say, that's good with me, and suddenly I breathe so free for once. I'm not afraid to stay, not scared. You'll take my peace away. I won't rush this, won't race the sun, won't call it love before it's won. We'll take our time, we'll lose, we'll learn, we'll build a bridge, not just a burn. No fairy tale, no perfect kiss, but something real. If this is right, it won't run out. We've got forever, not just now. So hold my hand, not my whole life. Let's get this slow kind of love right. I won't rush this, won't race the night. I wanna see your every side. Let's write a song that takes its time, not just a hook, not just a line. I've had the sparks, I've felt the bliss, but now I want the flame that lives. I won't rush this, no, I won't rush this. I showed up, cracks and doubt, words too quiet, fears too loud. Didn't know how to let love in, didn't think I was worth begin. But you sat down in my storm, built a fire, kept me warm. Never asked for something new, you just stayed and that was truth. You loved the broken me, the shattered glass, the missing piece, the sleepless nights, the silent screams. You saw a light I couldn't see. You didn't try to make me whole, you just held my scattered soul. You loved the broken me, so I could learn to love me too. You never said just get it right, you stayed through every dim lit night. When I forgot how to believe, you whispered back the words I need. No fixing hands, no perfect plan, just someone who could understand that healing isn't fast or clean, but you still chose to walk with me. You loved the broken me. Now I look back and I can see how you gave your strength to me. Piece by piece I came undone, just to be someone who could love someone. You loved the broken me when all I had was barely breathing. You held the space, you let me be. Not perfect, just still worth keeping. You taught me grace, you showed me truth. You loved me raw, you loved me through. You loved the broken me, and now I'm whole enough to love you. I've built these walls with careful hands and patched my heart with shifting sand. I've seen love promise then undo, so I've been hiding me from you. But you don't rush, you don't demand, you just reach out with open hands. And suddenly I feel the ache of something real I wanna take. So let me believe again, not in fairy tales, just you and when the silence feels like safety's home, and I'm not scared of being known. I don't need magic, don't need plans, just someone who will understand. So take it slow, but please don't end. You're making me believe again. You laugh like love is still alive, like it's okay to trust the tide. And though I shake when you come close, it's the calmest storm I've ever known. You never asked for all of me, but somehow gave me space to breathe. And that's the kind of love I feared, but now it's what I want near. Let me believe again, not in fairy tales, just you and when the silence feels like safety's home, and I'm not scared of being known. I don't need magic, don't need plans, just someone who will understand. So take it slow, but please don't end. You're making me believe again. I'm not saying I won't run, but maybe now I'll turn around. 'Cause if there's grace in every fall, then maybe this is worth it all. Let me believe again, in touch that doesn't have to mend, in eyes that see without a doubt, in love that doesn't burn me out. I'm not whole, but I begin to let your steady light come in. So hold me now, not as defense, just like someone who believes I can believe again. We don't dance in fireworks, no grand scenes or perfect words, but you pour the tea, I fold the sheets, and somehow that's enough for me. You don't write me songs or rhymes, but you show up every time with coffee, warm and steady eyes, and that's the love I recognize. You're the quiet kind, the soft in every storm I've known. No need to chase, no need to shine. You're just the peace I call my own. You never promised endless skies, but gave me real on cloudy nights. And now I see that I need the quiet kind. We don't post, we don't declare, but you're still here when no one's there. No bouquets, no movie scenes, just Monday nights and in between. You don't ask me to be more, you just hold what I've ignored and love me like I'm just enough. That's what I've always dreamed of. You're the quiet kind, the soft in every storm I've known. No need to chase, no need to shine. You're just the peace I call my own. You never promised endless skies, but gave me real on cloudy nights. And now I see that I need the quiet kind. Maybe love's not loud or grand, but in the way you hold my hand, I found a truth the world forgot. Loving doesn't need a plot. You're the quiet kind, Not lightning, just a steady flame. And now I know, and now I find that quiet love is not the same. It's stronger than the highs and screams. It's woven into daily things. And I'll be yours, and you'll be mine, in love that lasts, the quiet kind. I saw your name in a song last night. Felt like a whisper through the quiet light. It didn't hurt the way it did, just left a trace where you had been. We don't talk, and that's okay. Some stories end without a flame, but still I hope in some small way you smile when you hear my name. If you ever think of me, let it be with something sweet. Not the fights or things we lost, but the warmth before the cost. If you ever miss my voice, no, I never closed that door. You don't have to walk back through, but I'll always wish the best for you. I kept your laugh in the way I drive, the coffee shop where we used to hide. You faded slow like dust tonight, but not all shadows need the light. I loved you more than I could show, but love's not always meant to grow. And if your heart has found its home, then I'm just glad you're not alone. If you ever think of me, let it be with something sweet. Not the fights or things we lost, but the warmth before the cost. If you ever miss my voice, no, I never closed that door. You don't have to walk back through, but I'll always wish the best for you. You don't owe me memories, I just hope they're kind and free. We were young, we tried our best. Some love ends and some just rest. If you ever think of me, think of peace and honesty. We were meant to last too long, but we were real, and that was strong. So if the world forgets our name and time rewrites the ending scene, still I hope when shadows flee, you'll softly maybe think of me. Hey there, wide-eyed 17, with notebooks full of perfect dreams. You thought love would never hurt. You wore your heart outside your shirt. You fell too fast, you bled too deep. You called it fate, you lost some sleep. But I remember every try, and I'm still proud you dared to cry. Dear younger me, You did just fine, though you gave your all to the wrong goodbyes. You thought you'd break, but you learned to bend, and every heartbreak built who I am. So don't regret the love you gave for free. You made me strong. Dear younger me, you chased forever in a glance, believed in second, third, last chance. You trusted hands that couldn't hold, but still you gave them all your gold. And though you wept behind closed doors, you still kept hope on bedroom floors. And I still write with pieces you. The brave in me is born from you. Dear younger me, you were naive, you were just real. You didn't lose, you dared to feel. And if I could, I'd hold you tight and say one day you'll be alright. Dear younger me, thanks for the fight, thanks for the tears that gave me life. I owe you more than words can be. You built this heart. Dear younger me, knew the way I came undone, where all my fears like to run. And somehow you found the thread that pulled until I lost my breath. You never screamed, you never hit, but silence cuts when it's well lit. And all the words you didn't say still echo in me to this day. To the one who broke me, this is not revenge, this is just the letter I never had the strength to send. You tore me down without a scar to show, but I rebuilt my heart, and now you'll never know what I became. After the end, to the one who broke me then. You wore charm like Sunday clothes, but truth was something you never showed. I gave you light, you gave me doubt, and taught me how to live without But time, it doesn't freeze in place, and wounds can learn to give you grace. So this is not a bleeding song, this is proof that I moved on. To the one who broke me, this is not revenge, this is just the letter I never had the strength to send. You tore me down without a scar to show, but I rebuilt my heart, and now you'll never know what I became after the end. To the one who broke me then. I won't forget, but I forgive. I found my strength in how I live. So thank you for the mess you made. It taught me how to walk away. To the one who broke me, I write this for my soul, not for you to read it, just to let it go. You thought I'd stay forever in your cage, but I grew wings and turned the page. No need for blame, no need to mend. Goodbye for good to the one who broke me then. You never saw the way I stared when you were laughing unaware. You never heard the breath I caught each time you spoke and I forgot. I knew you'd never look my way, but still I stayed day after day, just to be near, just to pretend like you were more than just a friend. I loved you in silence, in glances you never catch, in songs you'll never know were about you, in dreams I never asked. I never said it out loud, I never made a sound, but you were every beat, every line. In this quiet heart of mine, you told me all your favorite things, the girl you liked, the songs you'd sing. And I just smiled and played along, pretending that I wasn't wrong. To hope for more, to wish for signs, but love is cruel to hearts like mine. So I just wrote you into lines and let you go 1,000 times. I loved you in silence, in glances you never catch, in songs you'll never know were about you, in dreams I'd never asked. I never said it out loud, I never made a sound, but you were every beat, every line in this quiet heart of mine. And maybe that was all I had, a quiet love that couldn't ask. But even now I wouldn't trade a single word I never said. I loved you in silence and places you'll never see. But you were home to every hope I never let run free. And if one day you ever read the space between my poetry, you'll find your name still carved in mine. The love I love in silence. You never asked for spotlight lines or songs to carry your design. You held my hand, you cleaned the mess. You loved me quiet nonetheless. Through every storm I made alone, I always found you near the phone. With tea still warm, the porch light on, just waiting till my doubts were gone. So this one's for the ones who stayed, who didn't flinch, who never swayed. The ones who saw the worst in me and never thought of letting me be. You weren't the loud, you weren't the show, but you were home when I let go. And I don't say it like I should, but God, you loved me like no one could. You sat beside my shattered days, held all the words I couldn't say. You didn't push, you didn't preach, you just stood close, just within reach. And I was far and I was blind, but still you waited, still you tried. You gave me space and yet a place to fall apart and still feel safe. So this one's for the ones who stay. For every quiet sacrifice, for every time you paid the price of holding me when I was rage. You were the calm inside my cage. So here's my song to those unnamed, who never asked, who never blamed. You may not hear this on a stage, but you were love in every page. And if I ever rise or shine, please know your light lit up mine. This life I live, this heart I've made, was built by all the ones who stayed. I saw you once across a crowd, glance too short, the world too loud. We never spoke, you passed me by, but something lingered in your eyes. And maybe that was all it was, a passing thought, a subtle pause. But somewhere deep I heard the start of what could bloom with just one heart. Maybe in another life we share the mornings, not just night. We laugh about the way we met and never carry what we regret. Maybe there we get it right. Our stars align, no missed goodbyes. But here we are, no script, no line, just strangers lost in wrong time. I dream of you with no real name, a faceless love I can't explain. You live in songs I never write, in empty chairs and quiet nights. And maybe you feel this somehow, like echoes through the here and now, like something missing, undefined, a ghost of love we left behind. Maybe in another life we never fought, we never kissed, but still there's something that I miss. A love that never had a start, but still resides inside my heart. Maybe in another life you reach for me and I'd reply. We'd build a world from glances shared, and I would know you really cared. But if we're just a what-if line, I'll still be glad you crossed my mind. And maybe that's the sweetest kind, to love you in another life. I've loved in ways that left me bruised, held hands that vanished by the moon. I've whispered dreams to closing doors and cleaned up love off hardwood floors. But still I kept a room untouched, a quiet hope, a kind of trust that maybe fate was running late, but you would come and change the way. So if you're the last to hold my hand, I'll make sure you will understand what every scar has tried to say, that I've been safe in love this way. No more games, no hidden past, just open arms that want to last. So come and write this final part, if you're the last to have my heart. I won't pretend I'm brand new skin, but I'll be soft enough within. I've learned that love is not control, It's choosing someone heart and soul. I won't ask you to heal the pain, but walk beside me through the rain, and I will do the same for you. No questions asked, no need to prove. If you're the last to hold my hand, I'll make sure you will understand what every scar has tried to say, that I've been safe in love this way. No more games, no hidden past, just open arms that want to last. So come and write this final part, if you're the last to have my heart. You don't have to fix what broke, just light a fire, keep it close, and I'll be here with all I am. Not perfect, just a steady man. So if you're the last I get to love, let's turn this page and rise above. We'll write it slow, we'll write it true. I'll make this life feel new with you. And if forever's not too fast, then take this heart, make this one last. I've waited long, I've healed the past. If you're the last, you'll be the best. We used to talk till 2 a.m. about dreams and fears and bitter ends. You knew my laugh, I knew your scars. We carved our names in passing cars. But time has ways of drifting fast, and some things aren't designed to last. There was no fight, no line we crossed, just quiet space and something lost. We just drifted like paper boats in changing tide. No thunderstorm, no need to hide. We just stopped calling every night and stopped pretending it was right. No blame to give, no side to pick. We just drifted. Your birthday came, I typed a note, then closed the screen and let it go. I saw your face in someone's post. It felt familiar, like a ghost. I wish you well, I always will, but some cups crack, too wide to fill. You were my home, my second skin. Now we're just stories we begin. We just drifted. And maybe someday down the line we'll smile at how we lost the time. But even silence has its grace. You held a sacred, quiet place. We just drifted. Not out of hate, not out of pride, just two old friends on different rides. And if we never reconnect, that doesn't mean I won't reflect. You mattered once, you always did, even if we drifted. I almost moved to another town where no one knew my name or sound. I almost said yes to that July where love looked right but felt like lie. I almost stayed when I should go, took paths I'll never really know, but pieces of you still remain in cornered dreams I can't explain. To the life I almost lived, to the days I didn't give, to the stage I never stood, and the books I said I would. You're the echo in my sleep, the ghost that time forgot to keep. And though I walked another way, I carry you in quiet gray. I almost called a friend that night, but chose the silence out of fright. I almost moved with nothing planned, to paint my world with empty hands. There's comfort in the roads we tread, but beauty in what's left unsaid. I don't regret, I don't rewind, but sometimes I still miss your kind. To the life I almost lived. Maybe you're out there living fine in someone else's version of mine, but if you're dreaming too, I hope you found your light, you learned to cope. To the life I almost knew. I'm not her, but I remember you. And if we never meet again, you were the why behind my when. I didn't choose, you couldn't stay, but part of me still walks your way. A little less, a little dimmed, still loving the life I didn't live. I've walked through nights I couldn't name, carried guilt like gentle flame. I've loved too hard, I've lost too slow, and hid my heart when no one knew. But still I rose, not strong, not bold, just inch by inch through quiet cold. And maybe that's the kind of grace, to stay, to breathe, to hold my place. I'm still here, not who I was, but someone near. I've lost some light, but kept the fire, enough to hope, enough to try. I'm not the voice I used to sing, but I still hum when silence clings. I'm not unbroken, not all clear, but I am real, and I'm still here. There were days I begged the dawn to come and prove the dark was wrong. There were times I let me go and wondered if I'd ever grow. But morning comes as slow as breath, and I have learned to sit with death, of dreams, of plans, of younger skin, and still find songs to live within. I'm still here, not who I was, but someone near. I've lost some light, but kept the fire. Enough to hope, enough to try. I'm not the voice I used to sing, but I still hum when silence clings. I'm not unbroken, not all clear, but I am real. I don't need to run or hide. I've earned the right to stand inside this quiet, flawed, unfinished frame and whisper gently, I'm okay. I'm still here, and that's enough to persevere. No final page, no curtain fall, just rising when I thought I'd crawl. I'm still becoming year by year, but if you're looking, I'm right here.